to reduce political parties from 91 to 5. The Nigerian Senate has said it would reduce the number of political parties participating in elections in the country from the current 91 to 5 through legislation. The upper chamber stated this on Wednesday last week at a meeting with the leadership of INEC led by its chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. The Senate further expressed dissatisfaction over the huge number of political parties fielding candidates in the forthcoming governorship elections in both Kogi and Bayelsa State. And while speaking at the meeting, former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu said the number of political parties contesting the elections was a contravention of the amended Electoral Act. He said that by virtue of the Electoral Act, political parties which failed to win a seat in the general elections should be deregistered. Responding, INEC chairman said that the commission was in a dilemma to take decisive action to deregister political parties as a result of pending electoral litigations which could alter its judgment.
Yeah, I listened to him when he responded, and he said it's true that the number of political parties are very much.
91?
Yes, 91. It doesn't give them adequate room for preparation and things like that.
I barely know 5.
So that's why you have
and that's even me as a journalist. Yeah.
But he said that he asked himself, when do you actually determine that the election is over? Is it after the election or after the... At most of these elections, the results have been contested from tribunal to Supreme Court. That he wants to believe that the end of the election is at the final determination of the litigations in the court. I think he promised to do that. But come to think about it, what are we going to do with 91 political parties? It's because of selfish interest and greed. No ideology. None of them confuse you and say, look at what happened to that political party or the question was there. You know what happened now? And when we were on the other side of the platform, when we now investigated, we discovered that even PDP and APs, they were responsible in registering some of these political parties. So when the things were going on, they were at the end of it, see them fusing together. This one adopting Mr. This one adopting Mr. This. It is the fault of the society. Okay. We people, we don't know what we need. We don't know, and we don't complain. I've told them on the other platform that we have come to realize that we are the cause of our problems. Because when these people come to you with bags of rice, this, you forget that you are mortgaging your conscience and your future. And when you collected all these things, tomorrow you are they will not even pick your call. They will not even answer you. They will not even allow you to have access to their gates. Okay. And that is that. So I mean, 91 political parties is too much for us to control it. Quickly.
I don't know what to say again.
91 political parties. Do we even need them in the first place?
It depends on, if you ask politicians whether they need it. Some of them will need it. Like Martin said, I don't think it's the APC and PDP that were responsible in registering those parties. I think they are their members who felt they may be shortchanged in when the time for nominations of those who represent will come, and they will just jump at the other one. Eventually, you'll find out that at the end of the day, after the elections, all these guys that left to some of these mushroom parties will still come back to the main parties. I feel that, I guess, the most reason why people register some of these parties is that our political party system is still very entangled with corruptions. Okay, if you allowed the people, the right people, even if not the right people, if you allow the people's choice to represent, to stand for an election, all of these things will not happen. Not those who pay the money, who drop the money. Again, let us go back to whether the National Assembly has the right to do that. I think they do. The free-for-all party registration actually came from them, from their legislation. And I also think they have the right to also correct themselves. They can, like they say in judicial, you can rescue yourself. So they are trying to rescue themselves, knowing full well that allowing 91 parties, for me, is abnormal. I have never seen that. In fact, some people think that in US, they have more than that. But what do we know? Democrats and Republicans. Those are the only two parties that we hear of that they compete favorably, and it has always been like that.
Okay.
In 1975, in 1979, I think I've read it about. I think it was UPN, NUP, and
MPP,
and MPN, PRP. Those five what is it called? Five parties. UPN for the Yorubas. The NPN seems to have a national posture.
Yes.
NNPP,
PDP, MPP.
yes, GNPP was for the Igbos and the rest of it. So when you look at some of these things, why can't we just come together and reduce this thing to at least 3? It was even better during Babangida time, the two political parties. If you lose, if you cannot get a ticket, stay and work for the party. And again, not getting the ticket, like I said, the political parties, the leaders of the political parties should be able to rule by equity, number one. If you do that, nobody will jump the ship in your party. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You want to add something quickly?
Yeah, like I said earlier as well, that is because of selfish interest, selfishness, and lack of ideology. And the center is very attractive, be it in the state, be it in the federal, local government, all of them. When you are local government chairman, you are being looked at as God, King God. You are the governor, everything. Then come to the presidency. Our president has the highest power, most powerful person in the world, and that's why everybody wants to go to the center. Patient, what are you saying? Look at the governor. Do you know the Senate is a forum of retired military officers and governors?
Ex-governors.
Okay.